Hi everyone, how are you all doing? This is Angie with the Painted Feather, coming at you live on the Dixie Belle paint page. It is Monday night at 6 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. If you're all the way on the other side on the East Coast, it is 9 p.m. And wherever you are at in the world, if you jump on, and I would love you to say hi and tell me where you are watching from. See if I can turn my comments on. I'm not seeing any comments yet. So I see some numbers popping up. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. Hi, Libby from Alabama. Litter to Glitter is on here. Hello, where are you watching from? I'm going to let some people get on here so we can all watch this tutorial. So tonight I'm doing something really cool. I actually started off on the opposite side of this bench, and what I'm doing is we are going to transform this into looking like leather. And hi Lisa from Arkansas, hi Karen, hi Joy from Southern Oregon, hey B from Santa Rosa, local. Litter to Glitter is from Garland, Texas, welcome, hi Reclaim Studios. So this is a really neat tutorial, and this is something that I think you will get some use out of, some mileage out of. Hello from Minnesota, Tia. Is it Thea? Hi Amy from South Carolina. Anyway, I'm going to get going because I want to get through this tutorial and I want you to have all the information. Hello from Pennsylvania. And if you guys have questions while I am on here, Bhutan, all the way from Bhutan in Australia. Awesome. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Tenzin. If you have questions and I don't answer them, I will circle back around and I will answer your questions. So thank you for joining me tonight. So I am going to tell you what I'm doing. You love painting fabric. It does transform a piece. Hi, Deb, Garland, Texas. Hi, Mary Jo. Okay, so this is not the most attractive bench right now. I did go ahead and paint the perimeter of it and kind of a farmhouse look, but this doesn't look like farmhouse at all. Hello from Australia, hi from Indiana. So this is going to look so much better when we're done, and what I'm doing tonight is transforming this fabric to look like leather, and you won't believe how it looks. It's amazing that it actually looks like leather, and it kind of actually feels like leather too. Such an amazing way to transform furniture, or if you have old fabric that doesn't look good anymore, it's a really great way to do that. Hi Dixie Belle Paint, thank you for having me on tonight. So okay, let's get started. Let me tell you the nitty-gritty of what we are doing. This is super easy, and this is for beginners. This is for if you've been painting. Shouldn't you be in bed by now? I don't think so. It's only 6 p.m. here on the West Coast in California, so it is light here. Maybe you're replying to somebody else. Okay, somebody must be watching really late, those night owls. You can paint anytime, right? Okay, so here's what we're gonna use. We're gonna use Terracotta by Dixie Belle. This is a great color. It's a great color for fall. All colors by Dixie Belle are awesome. Oh, thank you, Dixie Belle. So terracotta, we're going to mix a little bit of terracotta with chocolate, which is going to give it, actually, you can see I've already put a couple coats of that mixture right here. We're going to do a little bit more though, so don't worry about that. And then eventually we're going to add a little bit of glaze to add some texture to this. So Van Dyke Brown Glaze is what we're using. Hi Nancy from Chicago. And then we are going to use the brown wax by Dixie Belle, the best dang wax. So let's get started. So what I did, actually I have a different container here, and I mixed up about 3 parts of the terracotta paint to 1 part of the chocolate, so like a 3-to-1 mix, and that gave me this really nice color. And I'm going to show you just one more coat and how to get that on the fabric so that it will adhere. And really the only trick to doing that is just using water. So we're going to spray it a little bit with water, and you're going to have to decide with your piece how much water you need, because at first I did the opposite side of this, which you can't see, but I put a little bit too much water on it, and then I had to back off. So I'm going to grab my sprayer. So I have a misting spray bottle, and this just has really, really fine mist. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Anyway, if you can, great, but if you can't, that's okay. So really, really fine misting spray bottle. You can get these from Dixie Belle retailers. If you need to find a retailer, just click on the link and go to the Dixie Belle paint page, and you can find yourself a retailer. So support your local people. Finally caught. Hi, Katie. How are you? It has been too long. So here is my mini angle brush by Dixie Belle. This is a well-worn, well-loved one. Looks like a very nice light brown color. It does. It's kind of, I would describe it as kind of a camel color. So yeah, light brown, really pretty. And if you wanted to just leave it this color, it looks way better than this fabric does anyway. So, all right, here's what I'm doing. I've already sprayed my brush, but I'm just going to lightly spray. I've already put 2 coats of paint on this whole back, and I'm leaving this like this because I want to get through this project, and I want you to see the transformation, kind of the before and the after. So I'm going to leave this striped material like this, and I've taped off so that I don't affect the paint. And this just goes on really easily. If it starts to kind of stick a little bit, just give it a little spritz, and it goes really, really fast. So I can see the stripes a little bit through it. I don't know if you guys can, but I can see it just a little bit. You're going to stop by today. Oh no, you're having car trouble. Well, good thing you have like 6 cars, Katie, so you can just switch to a different car. So here we go. And I've gotten down in the crack really, really well, but just, you have to kind of put a few coats, especially if you have fabric with some sort of, if you have flowers on it or if you have stripes on it, you might have to do, 3 coats before it covers everything. But Dixie Belle coverage is really, really great. Thank you, Linda. It kind of actually looks almost like leather when it's wet, even before the treatment that I'm going to do to this. So this is a really nice color with the terracotta and the chocolate. Neither had brushes, spray bottles, or the tools. Well, you can click on that link. I think the spray bottles are back in stock. So sorry you had that problem not being able to find those. It's very frustrating when you can't get your hands on your products. What was the fine mist you used before applying this coat of paint? Just water. This is just water in here. So yeah, just add, I'm even spritzing my brush. I'm spritzing the fabric, and that just really allows the fabric to grab onto the paint. So if you don't put water on it, it might not. So you might be in the extra car tomorrow. Hopefully you have one working, Katie. So if you have retailers that are out of stock, you can maybe search for other retailers that can ship it to you, or ask when they're getting it back in. But the reason I became a Dixie Belle retailer is because there wasn't anyone close to me, so I became one. Will the fabric crack later? No, the fabric will not crack later, and you can just lightly sand it with like a 220 sandpaper to really soften it. But no, I haven't had that experience. And actually, I watched a tutorial on this, and I saw somebody that had done this very type of treatment, and they showed the chair like 4 years later, and it looks fantastic. So no, this holds up. If you set it out in the sun, that might not be a good thing, but this is an indoor piece. So, okay. So that is the 3rd coat that I've done. So before I started this video, I actually did 2 coats. So this is the third, and that gives it the full coverage. And there's actually like scratches in the fabric, and that will make it look more like the leather, so I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to just take my Wagner heat gun to this. We're going to dry it a little bit, and then I'm going to show you how to create the texture of fabric or of leather. It's a really, really easy thing. So I'm just going to dry this a little bit. You guys have questions? You have my attention now. Process of ordering for Dixie Belle. Neither retailer had your paints either. Sometimes you have to message them because, you know, I know for myself, like I'm trying to get my e-commerce up, and my e-commerce is not really on point yet. I'm having my son help me with it. So I have a lot more in stock than it says, and maybe those retailers do too. So maybe reach out to them and see if they have it. We do our best to keep everything in stock. You know, it depends, Gisela, it depends on the fabric. The backing on this and the type of fabric this is, I don't have to wait on this one. I tested this one out. I've done other pieces that were different and had more padding inside, and you do have to kind of wait a couple days, but with this one, I don't have to. So the fabric actually is really comfortable. Use a sandpaper to just soften it up, and it feels really nice. And hopefully, if we get through this, I'll be able to show you. And it actually feels a lot like leather as well, which is really interesting. But I've painted quite a bit of fabric, and the paint holds up pretty spectacularly on it. So it's kind of a game changer if you go and you get used furniture and you want to change the look of it. Then you can just paint it, you can put stencils on it, you can make it look like leather. Okay, will this make the fabric? I'm missing some of these questions. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the paint just flies off the shelves, and then we're ordering it and it takes a little while to get back in. I get really impatient when I want some paint too, so but just keep checking. Yes. Yeah, Dixie Belle paint is a very versatile product. You can paint so many things with it. This is a dryer. This is a heat gun by Wagner. So yeah, if you have regular paint, Sherry, I would lightly scuff sand with a 220 or higher sandpaper and then paint over it. Should be just fine. Okay, this is not super dry, but it's pretty dry. It's dry enough to do the next step. So here's what we're doing. Next step is I'm going to add a little bit of Van Dyke brown glaze to my paint. So the paint that I've already mixed up, I'm going to add some Van Dyke brown glaze to it. So shake up the Van Dyke brown, and if you haven't used glaze, they're really a nice versatile product. What grit sandpaper for final sanding? Anything 220 or above for final sanding, Carol. So I'm only going to add a little bit of this Van Dyke brown, and this will give me a little bit more time to create the wrinkles that I'm going to create for the leather, and it also will add a little bit of depth to the paint, so you'll see as it dries that the brown glaze will really kind of show up. And then we're going to use some brown wax, so just a little bit, about 15% I would say. So that is all. Oh, you're welcome, Carol. So anything, you don't want to take the surface off, you just want to soften it. So, okay, so now I'm going to stir this up. So the next step is taking this paint with the glaze in it. I'm going to put a whole coat on, and while it's still wet, I'm going to crinkle up tissue paper, like the type of paper that you put for gift wrapping. Like if you're going to put a gift in a bag, and I will show you that. We're going to crinkle it up, we're going to lay it on there, and we're going to pull it right off. And that will create some amazing leather-like texture. I mean, the first time I did this, I couldn't believe how much it really looks like leather. So, and when you mix the brown glaze into the paint, you're not going to really notice it a whole lot, but you will notice it after you put it on and it starts drying. So we will see that tonight. And you don't have to dry it like I'm doing. I'm just doing that for this video. If you want to let it air dry, that's probably the preferable way. You don't, okay, I think you're replying to somebody else. Okay, so, all right, here we go. And I'm still going to use my misting spray bottle, just a little bit. If your paint has thickened up because it's been in the container and sitting out, then you want to use a little more. Hey, Robbie, how are you? Okay, so I've got my brown glaze and paint mixture right here. And we're just going to put this on. I'm going to put it on quick so I can crinkle up some paper and create some leather-like texture. So I might be putting this on just a little thicker, but I'm going to work fast so that it doesn't dry out. All right, still working on it, and I got down really good in that crack. Try not to get it on too thick. Okay, so I'm working fast, and I'm going to mist this a little bit just to keep it damp. I'm going to come to the other side here. And you don't really have to worry about how the paint is going on so much because we're going to create a bunch of texture. So I usually say long sweeping strokes, but this can be more haphazard. And keeping it damp, but not too much paint. All the way to the edge. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're going to create texture. Keeping this wet. So that looks really similar. You can't see the glaze. Can you paint on first? Okay, so I would recommend using white paper just in case it bleeds. I didn't have any, and I'm not really worried about this bleeding. The yellow, I chose yellow because it's kind of most like what I'm putting it on. So take your tissue and crinkle it up, okay? And then we're gonna uncrinkle it. And got a couple more to do here. So I'm going to get my other two ready because I'm going to do all of these. So crinkle up your paper, have your kids do it if they're by, and uncrinkle it. And see, it all has all those wrinkles in it. I'm going to do one more just in case I need it. Hi Monique, how are you? Hi Dawn. Okay, so I've crinkled up my paper, and here's all we're going to do. Lay it on and press it. And then we're just going to pull it right off. Okay, you probably can't see it, but there's all sorts of texture showing up. Throw this to the side. Oh, actually you can kind of see it a little bit. Hi from North Carolina. Okay, so I've got my next one. Here we go. Try not to overlap, but if I do, it's okay. It'll just create different texture. And if you get wrinkles, big wrinkles, that's okay. Leather is like that. So whatever the paper wants to do, let it do it. Just make sure you cover all of it. And just pull it off. Okay. I'm not worried about getting it on this fabric because I'm going to paint that. Isn't that cool? And this is going to look even more magnificent as we dry it. You're going to see the dark glaze showing up on that texture. You're not even going to believe this. It's crazy. Okay, here we go. Last one. All right. Oh, it's sticking to my tape. Okay. Okay. So, oh yes. Hi, Monique. I am your local Dixie Belle retailer. Happy to be so. Okay, so you can see, let's see, you can see the texture. I'm trying to turn it so you can see it a little bit. Anyway, all right. As I dry this, the brown is going to pop out, and then I'm going to show you how we wax it. Okay, this is super duper cool. Okay, actually I'm making good time here. I'm going to stop talking so fast. We're only at 6:22. Thank you, Dixie Belle. Dixie Belle, who are you? Who's monitoring this tonight? Just curious. If you don't want to say your name, it's okay. But isn't that cool, Marcia? Yeah. Okay. So I could talk about paint like all day and in my sleep. I probably do. I think about painting when I'm sleeping. So when you guys send me questions, I'm happy to answer. Can't really see the light shining on it. Okay, hold on. Is that better? Or is that worse? Hello, Nora. How are you? Okay, so I see. Actually, it's okay. Yeah, there's a spot that didn't get a whole lot of texture, but you know what? Oh, Kayla. Hi, Kayla. Thanks for being on here. Thanks for spending Monday night with me. All right. My arm's getting a workout. Hello, Carrie from Florida. Okay, so you can let the glaze dry, but I did this last night on the back side of this, and this worked out just fine. So I test it out before I do it live, usually. So this is going to take a minute because I need it pretty darn dry before I apply wax. But I really want to show you guys how amazing this will look. Is it better with that light? The other light is just natural sunlight because I'm outside. Okay, tutorial with a page with leather looking Tiffany's, but not. Okay. Yeah. All right, this is coming along just fine. And I'm starting to see some of that brown texture showing up. So I might try to bring you guys in closer so you can see it. Okay, I don't want to make you sick though, but I'm going to try to bring you in a little closer so you can see this texture. I don't want to burn it. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, my camera's having a hard time focusing. But Okay, move you slowly so you don't get sick. Okay. All right. Now, if you're using a heat gun, don't hold the heat gun in one spot because it will bubble up the paint. Hi, Michelle from Arizona. Because these heat guns are really hot. Or if you have a hair dryer, just keep moving it. So you're not even going to believe, for real, like how this looks. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, if you think it looks amazing now, you're just going to be really shocked when I put the brown wax on here. All right, we're coming along just fine, but I gotta get, it's pretty wet still. Where the paint is thicker, it'll take a little longer to dry. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and post them. Tuned in late, what colors are you using? I am using terracotta. So terracotta, and I mixed it with about 1/3 chocolate, so like a 3-to-1 ratio terracotta to chocolate. And then on the last coat, the fourth coat, so I did 3 coats. The fourth coat, I put some Van Dyke Brown Glaze, about 15% into the mixture of paint. And this material is, oh gosh, I'm not even sure what kind of fabric. I would say like a polyester blend fabric, because yeah, it's probably like a poly blend. So can't wait to catch on replay. Yeah, this is a really, really cool tutorial. You'll want to see this, Michelle, and you're going to want to see the finished product. It's going to be cool. Okay, just a couple spots, and then we can get on to the really fun part. Yes, you can paint velvet. Just add some water to your mixture. Hello, Mustard Tree Market. How are you? How's it going? What are you painting tonight? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna switch arms. That arm's about to fall off. Okay. Painting is great for the biceps. So, if anybody asks you what you're doing, you're painting, just tell them you're working out. It's all good. You're painting a wardrobe. Awesome. What colors are you using tonight? Okay. I think we've got about 30 seconds and then we can start doing that. I've seen velvet come out amazing. So you can just, you can put a top coat over the wax. I don't usually put a top coat over the wax. The wax will, it is a sealer. You can use some spray wax in addition if you want to, or you can use like clear wax. I don't usually do, yeah, with the fabric, you want to use like a spray wax or just a regular wax. But the top coat would probably not be a good thing. Okay. All right, I think we are ready to start putting the brown wax. Yeah, isn't this color good? This is terracotta and chocolate. It's kind of like nubuck leather or like a camel. So it's gonna change a little bit here. All right, let's turn this off and now get to the fun part. Okay, so I have Dixie Belle Best Dang Wax. What would you do if something was dumped or gets dirty? I would clean the upholstery first and make sure you get it super dry, and then put the paint on after. I mean, you can use different products for fabric cleaning and then put your, clean it. But the cool thing is the paint will seal whatever is in there. How often would you need to wax? I saw somebody that posted a tutorial about this before, and the chair had been painted 4 years earlier and they hadn't had to do anything to it. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna get up for this because I wanna go around the perimeter You need to see the project, not me. So, all right. So I just have a little wax brush, and this is an inexpensive one just from a hardware store. And I'm going to start by going around the perimeter with my brown wax. I'm just going around because usually around the perimeter of leather, sometimes it's darker. And I like to go around, kind of like distressing. I like to go around the edges. So I'm going to put this on, and it's going to get thicker in some areas. So I'm going to start with perimeter. And then we're going to blend it in different spots. I'm going to do some different things to it. Okay. So all the way around the edge here. And be a little bit haphazard with how you do it, because it's supposed to look like leather. And leather is not symmetrical in any way, shape, or form. So okay, and it's going to grab onto all that texture in different ways. So don't be afraid of just starting and trying it, seeing what happens. So now when I just start putting it lightly over there, it's going to grab all those little creases. Let's see if anybody, oh, thank you. Yeah, just work it in, and you're going to see it grab darker in some spots and lighter in some spots. And I like to kind of pounce it on a little bit and then work it in. So you can do circles, you can do however you want. It just comes out pretty amazing. You can use a combination of white or clear wax and brown wax. I'm going to go down here along this perimeter. You can add more later if you start with less. But this takes a little while. Let's see, what time are we at here? Oh, we've got time. We're okay. If you guys ask questions, let's see, it looks great already, right? I mean, isn't that amazing? Like transforming right before your eyes. I couldn't believe it when I did it the first time. And then it even like feels like leather. So leave some spots a little bit untouched, okay? So go over some areas lighter than others, and then other areas darker. We're just creating all this interest and all these different colors with the wax and the paints. You could even add black wax if you wanted to. You could add white wax. You could make leather of any color, really. You want to make pink leather, you make pink leather. So now I'm just going to kind of go around the edges and just pull it toward the center. How are we looking? That's looking pretty good, right? And so this is a scratch on the surface, but that just makes it look even more like leather. And if you want, you can leave some of this, you know, you don't have to blend it really well. But the thing is, if you leave some without blending it, you're going to want it to, you're gonna wanna let it set up for like probably a week or two before you sit on it, because otherwise you're gonna end up with wax on your bum. You don't want that. Isn't that cool, Bee? Pretty awesome, right? Okay, I'm gonna go a little darker around the edges. I like how it's looking there. And I'm gonna go around the bottom again a little bit more. So the places that, you know, don't get wear, like the edges are recessed. You're a great teacher. You balance working, talking, and comments. Look so easy. Thank you, Michelle. I've been a fitness instructor for 5 years, so I'm used to, actually, and I teach fitness and I teach art in schools, so it is an acquired skill. Okay, I love showing people fun things. All right, here we go. So, as you can see, I'm doing this in a way that there's no necessarily any rhyme or reason. I mean, I do like to go around the edges where it's kind of recessed back, so there would be less wear there. And here, there would be more wear because your back would be sitting up against this. So just think about that, kind of like when you're distressing something. This part would have more wear, so it would be lighter than like that part. So I think that's, let's see, what are we at? Yeah, I got this done pretty quick. Okay, actually, last thing I want to do, and I may go back and add some elements here, but I just want to show you how cute this bench will look if I pull the tape off. So I want it to look kind of like an old bench that may have been at a family's ranch for a bunch of years. Let's pull that off. You know, might be a ranch bench that's been in the family for like 100 years. So give it that look. Isn't that cute? So, okay, what do you like better? The stripey look or the look of leather? Let's see, I'm gonna pull it a little bit. Isn't that cool? I mean, it looks like leather. So I will be posting final pictures of this on my page, The Painted Feather by Angie, in the next couple of days. So if you don't already follow me, yeah, it's leather. And it feels like it. So weird that the wax, yeah, isn't that cool? Thanks, Kayla. Yeah, it's totally leather. Yeah, the leather part's better, right? I mean, this is not cute at all. So I got this bench for $10, and it looks like it's worth a heck of a lot more now. So anyway, I would love it if you go to my page, The Painted Feather by Angie, and follow and like my page, and I will post pictures of that. It's pretty good, right? So I told you wouldn't believe that. It's good stuff. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Would this work the same on wood? I actually am gonna try it on a tabletop, so I will let you know. I'm gonna post pictures, but I think so, because you're just creating that texture. Thank you, Shauna. And you're creating those wrinkles, and then you're putting on the wax. So I think you could, if you wanna do it like on a top of a table, you probably could totally do that. So anyway, to find a retailer, Dixie Belle, thank you guys for the hearts. Find a retailer, click on the link in the description of this video. You're welcome, Jennifer and Holly. And find a local person that sells Dixie Belle paint, or just click on that link and order your paint right there. And this, I think it's a polyester. It's a polyester fabric. So, but you can use it on any fabric. All right. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Dixie Belle, for having me on your page. I will be back on Friday night, I think at 6. So get all your products on that link above. That does help support my small business, and I do appreciate it. And hope you all have a wonderful evening. And I will see you back on the Dixie Belle paint page on Friday night. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks for watching.